Hi, welcome to the Freeman Conversations. I'm Jobert Ocal, the online editor of the Freeman. Thank you very much for joining us today. The country just had, we now have 90,447 new teachers, both in elementary and secondary levels. And with us today is one of the three Cebuanos who made all of us proud. So they show in the recently concluded, this is March 2018 licensure exam for teachers, both in elementary and secondary levels. Joining us in the program today is a graduate of the University of the Visayas, and she placed third in the elementary level of the LET March 2018. Please welcome to the Freeman Conversations, Jade Tagab. Jade, thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you very much. Thank you for once ago, no?
Yes.
You managed to come here. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, aside from Jade, also making Cebu proud are two other graduates from the University of Cebu, Lapu-Lapu, and Mandaue. She's Hannah Leigh Polvida, who placed fourth in the elementary level. And of course, at the secondary level, we have Ruel Yu from the University of San Jose, Recoletos. We can only hope they could join us today, but you're here with us. Thank you very much. How does it feel to be in third place in the licensure exam? Did you expect this?
No, it's very surreal. But I'm happy that I made it to the top 3 because I did not expect it. I thought that I did not pass the exam. So.
You actually thought you did not pass the exam?
Yes, after the exam I went home and then I cried. Told my mother that, oh, I think I will fail.
Why? Why did you think that?
Because I have many unsure answers. So I'm not sure that's the correct. And then the general education part, of course, the answers, the questions that you are not sure of, you can Google it. Because it's not situational, it's about facts, mostly facts.
Okay.
So I Googled it and I got the wrong answer, and so it got me very
Okay, for the benefit of those watching, how many items do you need to answer in the licensure exam?
There are 2 sets, the general education and the professional education, and that's 150 items each.
Each set, okay. And how long do you have?
In general education, we have, I think, 1 hour and 30 minutes.
For 150 items, okay.
Or no, I think 2.
Okay.
I'm not really sure because I was fresh and stuff. And in the professional education, we have 3 hours.
Also for 150 items?
Yes, because that's longer questions.
But what aside from the items that you felt you had the wrong answers, what else made you think you were not going to make it?
Because questions in the professional education are they're easy, but when you look at the choices, it's
tricky.
all correct. It's all correct.
So very tricky.
Yes, you are not sure if you answered it correctly because it's tricky.
But apparently, you passed the lecture examination, and you did not only pass it, you placed third overall out of 58,323 examinees. 13,774 of you passed the exam in the elementary level, and at the secondary level, out of 76,673, at least 22,000 of them passed the exams.
Praise God. Congratulations to them.
And congratulations to all of you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, we now have 90,447 new teachers in the Philippines. What are your plans? Let's begin with you. What are your plans now that you have passed the exam and you're placing third?
Okay, so my plan is to teach in my alma mater, University of the Visayas, for maybe 1 year
I heard you have an offer, a pending offer to teach there.
Hopefully I can make it, and I can impart something to my.
I'm sure you will impart something.
Hopefully, because being an obese one, so I don't know.
Is this in elementary?
No, it's in the college.
College level.
Yeah.
So you'll be joining the faculty at the College of Education in UV for at least a year. What are your plans as far as elementary education is concerned? Do you plan on going to public schools?
That I have to think it over because really my plan is to become a nun. So prior to graduation, I always wanted I want to go to a search in it's like a 3 month. You're living with a nun and you're doing the things they do. And then, but my auntie encouraged me. No, you should take the exam first for experience. And what if I fail? Because I'm very pessimistic. I'm very pessimistic. I always look at the bad side of everything. And then, no, you should because.
So okay, before you took the exam, you were actually considering of not taking it.
Yes.
Okay. Was this before graduation or after graduation?
Before graduation.
Did you also consider of not finishing your
No,
degree?
no, I want to finish.
Okay, okay. But at the back of your mind, the idea of entering the nunnery has always been there.
Yes.
Why? Why do you want to become a nun?
It's like a calling. It's very mysterious. You just can't feel it, and then God show you some signs, and that's it.
What kind of signs did God show you?
For example, you're okay, Lord. If this is really a calling, please show me that. And then you ask Him to have this kind of situation.
And it happens.
It happened.
Can you share what situation that is?
One example of that is stopping the board exam.
So that was a sign you were actually asking for the sign.
1 month prior to the licensure exam, I went to Simala.
Mm. Simala is in
Cebu.
in southern Cebu, in Cebu, Mata.
Yes, I went there. And so, in my prayer petition, Lord, is this really a calling? I want to know. But it's just a silly one. It's a childish one. Okay, if I will be, if this is a calling, then that may be one of the topnotcher in the licensure exam.
I see. Okay.
And that happens.
So now God is telling you have to pursue education.
Yes, and besides being a teacher is not limited to the classroom only.
Correct. Yeah.
And so you can teach. Besides being a nun, you can teach to other children, to the underprivileged children.
That's correct. That's correct. So that plan is still there.
Yes.
Going into.
Of course.
Whatever your plan will be, we wish you the best of luck for that.
Thank
But
you.
For now, let's try to go down memory lane. Why did you choose elementary education?
I think my auntie is a elementary teacher.
Mm.
I came from a family of teachers. My grandmother is a.
Me too.
Oh yeah, it's a chain. It's like a chain from generation to
That's
generation.
true. That's true. One of my grandparents and their siblings, all teachers. Yeah.
So that's it. And then I have a best friend in high school. And we're not the best students. We go to cutting classes and all of that. And then when she got to college, she took up education and majoring in general education. And then she also made it to the top 7.
I see.
Last
What
2012.
year was this? 2012. Okay.
Oh, so this is not my first course. I took up nursing, and after that, I shifted to psychology, and then the third one is the education. So, but when I arrived in UV to Pine Road, what dyan ko kabaon sa mga course akong kwaon? It's just that so happened that pagsunod na ako, then I've grabbed the enrollment form. Oh, let me try education. My best friend made it, so might as well.
Yeah.
And also, I'm sorry.
That's okay. No problem.
My grandmother also and my auntie plays a big part because I saw them in the house computing their grades.
But did they ever try to convince you to also become a teacher?
No, I remember when I was in kindergarten, when I grow up, I want to become. So you want to be an architect, but so they didn't want me to be a teacher because teacher is really a tough job. But
True.
before, when I was a kid, I thought it was really a cool job.
Yeah, because these are the people that we see every day in front of us. Yeah, so it seemed very cool for you at that point. And when we were young, teachers are highly respected, right? Yeah. So let's backtrack a bit. Before you took up education in UV, you first took up nursing, and then psychology.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the nursing first. Why nursing? Why did you take that up?
Because I want to. Mother Teresa is my inspiration.
Okay.
I should take care of the sick and all of that. So
Service to others. And then what happened? What happened with nursing?
my physician said that I'm not allowed to do such things because it's very stressful.
Mm-hmm. I heard because at that point, if it's okay to talk about it, at that point that was when you were diagnosed with
Myasthenia gravis.
yes. Well, please explain to us what this is.
This is an autoimmune disease wherein my neurotransmitter, the neurotransmitter called acetylcholine.
Mm-hmm.
I think the doctors said that there's something wrong with it, and that neurotransmitter is responsible for the muscle movements.
Okay.
So there's lack of it, so that's why I cannot move. That I easily get tired, and also my voice is affected. When I was doing my internship, I have to use a lapel mic, so my students could hear because my voice is very
low. Yeah. So when you were taking up nursing, your doctor advised you not to be too stressed with it, and the school demand for nursing is quite high, very stressful. So that was one of the reasons why you decided not to pursue nursing anymore.
And I tried psychology.
Psychology? Why psychology?
It was because during my nursing, there's a psychology subject, and I'm not doing well with that subject. I've got very low grade. I'm like, let me try this one. I want to challenge myself.
So how long did you stay in psychology?
I've got 1 year.
Just 1 year also. Why did you decide not to pursue it anymore?
It's a financial issue.
Okay. And then here comes education.
Yeah, but I stopped for 3 years. I worked, then after 3 years, sa general education.
When did you decide to go back to school?
Because I wanted to have a degree. I mean, it's like your parents' it's your reward to your parents that you have a diploma.
True, yeah.
Okay, that's kanang kwan sa mga parents nato nga.
Makahuman you. Yeah. You know,
it's their dream.
That's true. And one of your statements that you gave actually is very inspiring. You told us that it doesn't matter how old you are when you finish or get your degree. What is important is that you get it because it's not a race.
Yes.
Please explain it to our audience.
Because I've been through a lot. I graduated at the age of 27, and then my classmates in high school are working. They finished at 21, and then and also that's an advice from my grandmother who passed away last January. She also graduated at 28.
I see. Okay.
Yes, because she's a working student too at that time, and then.
While you were studying education, were you also still working?
Yes. On my first year, I did not, but on my second year, my brother went to college also, so my parents are having a hard time. So might as well get a work so I can have my education. I can help them with my education and my allowances.
And support yourself also. I really admire those who are able to juggle both work and school because it's not easy. And because normally, at least here in the Philippines, we finish college about 20 years old or even 21 years old. And when you go beyond that, many people would say, you're too old to go to school.
Yes.
But that should not be the case.
Exactly.
Education is a continuous process. And so what, if you finished 27 years old, you were number 3 in the licensure exam. Where were you when you heard that you were number 3? What were you doing?
I was in San Fernando, and I know that the result will be coming on 22. There's no signal in our place. We have to go to the town to get a signal and search the internet. So I don't bother going there because it's too far. You have to have a fare of 35 pesos, and then you will learn that you are not passing the final exam. So, okay, just let it go. So, but when my mother, in May 23, my mother went to the town. I don't know, maybe she's very excited about the result. So,
Well, you were hiding away.
no, yes, I was just in our home. I don't want to know the result. I even deactivated my Facebook.
Mauding mo ka lang na search.
I even deactivated my Facebook a week before the release of the results because I don't want to see in my wall about
In case.
any updates about the lead when your friends are all happy and that they passed the exam and there you are, you didn't make it. So I don't want to see some bad news, so that's why I deactivated it.
Because when we saw the result of the exam and learned that you were third place, you were the first person we were trying to search on Facebook so we can get in touch with you. Why don't we just Facebook? So we deactivated the email Facebook. So how did you eventually learn?
It's my mother who, when she arrived home, she showed me the one from, I don't know, it's from Sunstar. I don't know. So it's breaking news, blah blah blah. Oh, so I was jumping with joy. I failed.
You could not believe that you passed the exam.
Yes, because I thought I did not make it.
But what about your college? Before you took the exam, were you one of the best, so to speak, to be a top-notcher?
No, because being a working student, it's really tough to excel academically. I mean, my grades are just enough.
Enough for you to pass the course.
No, but it's not that.
But they said you were doing well while in school. Maybe you were looking too down on yourself.
Maybe in a business.
But apparently you could do so much more, and this result of the LET is proof that, well, you're way up there than you think you are.
I really have no self-esteem growing up, so maybe that's why.
You're number 3 now. You're number 3
it's
in
a
the board.
process of.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so how did you prepare for the board exam? You mentioned earlier. I'd like to ask this because you mentioned earlier it's not that easy to be working and studying at the same time, and you did not actually had a formal review, correct?
Oh yes.
You reviewed on your own.
After the graduation, I've continued my work, and then I enrolled in Edu Studio, but I only have 2 sessions because being in the review center, they are the one who control what are the subjects that you are going to review for this week. And I don't want that because I want to learn in my own pace. Like I want to have an idea or whatever, an overview of that subject or of that topic before I will going to answer the questions. So that's why
You wanted to do it on your own style.
On my own style, so
yeah.
That's why. But eventually, I'm very busy at work, and then 1 month before the licensure, that's why I decided to quit my job. And then I went home, and then I studied
in San Fernando.
in San Fernando. Yes.
You studied on your own.
I had my own, and my auntie handed me down her review materials. So that's where I studied.
Were you afraid to a certain extent that your style might not work?
No, because I have nothing to lose. Man said, "Okay, wala man." So I don't have high expectations for myself. It is just for experience.
I think that's one of the advantages. If you don't expect too much,
Yes.
you don't get disappointed too much. But here, a very pleasant surprise that you are number 3. We learned that there's a chance the university will be reimbursing you of your tuition fee.
That's what I heard.
Have you talked to the university already?
I have talked to Mayor Eduardo Goliath about it, and he said that he will reimburse my tuition. So
That's very good news for you. Very good news.
My hard work I paid off.
Of course,
I
of
have
course.
4.5 years studying in UP because I am a working student, a regular student.
I'll give you this chance to tell our viewers what does it take to be a working student? What do you need to do to be able to balance your work and studies at the same time?
It's just the time management and the discipline.
What does that mean? What does time management mean for
First,
you?
you have to see to it that you can prioritize your work, and then at some time you also prioritize your study. And discipline is because usahay kini maguta when we have free time. Yes,
yeah.
we're going to sleep all day na lang. Who cares about the midterms, the finals, when you're very tired at work? But you just have to pray also. God will give you the strength and the wisdom to answer questions. And also, our college instructor is there, very understanding of the working students.
I see. So the college is very friendly with working students.
Yes, they give us considerations, and I'm very thankful to UB that they have this until 10 in the evening classes. So, yeah.
That's what you took. Those are the classes you took.
The evening class.
So to put it in perspective, you work from what time to what time, and what time did you go to school?
Oh, so I worked from 8 a.m. to 5, and then from 5 to 10, that's the time.
You went to school, practically like law school schedule, like Mom Grace? Because also that's practically the schedule of the working students who go to law school. They begin education school at 5. So before the exam, how did you prepare for the exam? Did you have rituals or whatever aside from deciding to review on your own? Did you pray every day? Did you go to church every day?
No, I did not. I just went to Simana because after I quit my job, I don't have this focus to study. I am very tired and I just want to sleep all day. So I went there. I asked for guidance and for strength, and that's the time that.
Apparently it worked for you because there are also others who cannot study on their own. They need company around them. But ikaw mas ganahan ka na to study. You can focus more if you study yourself.
And also when I am confused, I read from another, especially when there are some reviewers the wrong answers some items so ganun man so may bawal biya sa nani mo nga kanang kuan nga may ganung laki so you have to refer to another line sa ang answer, so it's your instinct na ang kuan kay that's the disadvantage also of having the self-review. Wala man kay magpangutanan unlike in the review center, you can approach the...
Correct. Yeah. Ang kuan ba? Because like in the bar exam, they have the so-called mock bar. What about in education? Ano ba yung mga exams before the licensure examination?
Yes, Dr. Lopez has the in-house review.
Okay. What happens there?
So we, every Saturday, they hire the speaker, and who will talk about a certain subject. And that's you have to answer questions, and you have to discuss. So it's like in a review center setting.
Okay. And you also get assessed.
Yes.
Your performance gets assessed. Okay. I'd like to ask you, based on your internship and what you've seen, how would you assess our education system here in the Philippines, in Cebu, for example, elementary at least? Which areas do we need to improve on?
First, we have to improve on our classroom environment. The classroom is very crowded.
Correct, yeah.
So one teacher is to 40 to 50 students, so it's not really, there's the chaos in the classroom management. You cannot focus on teaching your students because you are mas na kuan man nimo ang kanang manage kinasaba ang mga bata. So more time on having to discipline the students than
the
giving
teaching,
lessons.
than the lesson. So it's no longer conducive.
Yes.
It's not a conducive learning environment. How do you think we can address this? Hopefully our friends from the Department of Education is listening and will be watching. The number 3 in the board is speaking to you right now. These are the things that she feels we should be improving on.
I think the government will provide more classrooms and more instructional materials for our teachers, because the millennials now, as I have observed, their attention span is very short. So you cannot expect to give a lecture and they will listen. No, they will not. They will talk on their own. So,
Ilabi na ako like 40, 50 students in class.
Yes. So they need, the new generations likes to manipulate things on their own. They learn best when they have these manipulatives, and I think it's best if they have the teachers are provided by the government with these instructional materials. The children are visual learners, mostly are visual learners. So they need to have the audio visual materials also, if that's possible.
Hopefully, I agree with you. That's something that we have to invest in, because this is education. We always say that everyone should have education, should be alright, and everyone, but it also needs government support, especially our public schools.
Yes.
So more classrooms.
And then the support of the government in the instructional materials.
That's true. Because to put it in context, we have at least in elementary, we have at least 13,774 new teachers. And in high school, 22,936. So we have at least 90,000 new teachers. So I think we also need to attract these teachers to go into public schools. But how can we attract them if mas stress na lang sila sa ato ang teaching environments?
So it's fine. That's why we need the partnership from the government. Since the Department of Education have the highest budget rate, the government, so might as well na ikuha ng budget para kay the students, kani mga gagawing bata, mawala ang future.
Correct.
So
there is an argument that it doesn't matter what the classroom environment is, because it should be on the part of the teacher to maximize whatever she or he has to teach to the students.
Oh yes.
What do you think of that?
Partly correct. The teacher need to be creative, effective, efficient, and using all the materials available in the community or in the classroom. But also, we have this new theory from Howard Gardner, the multiple intelligences. So that's why there are different intelligences in every child. So, isa ka ba analyze nila o kanang kuan? So how can, kung ang available ng material sa community is not suitable and ang child, so ato siya hinder from developing his full potential.
I see. Is that what we've seen in our classroom settings today?
Yes, because sa kadaghan sa estudyante manggod, the teacher will focus more on gitawag nila og lecture method na lang. Okay, it's the fastest way.
Okay, and the easiest way perhaps?
Yes, perhaps.
I see. What other areas in teaching do we need to improve on as far as teaching materials or support is concerned? That for the longest time, our government has neglected to support.
That's hard.
Based on what you've seen lang.
Other areas that we need.
Because you mentioned there are multiple intelligence now. So what other areas do we need to give support for?
The other learners are bodily kinesthetic, other are very inclined to nature, musically inclined. So if we don't have any manipulatives or any materials na pwede niya ma-develop niya yung pagka, for example, ang pagka-musical intelligence. So, ato lang, hinder ang bata na. So, that's the point na the different kinds of instructional materials
have to be there for the teachers also to be effective in class. What about our Well, I've visited many elementary schools and grabe kainit ang classrooms.
Yes.
I'm sure that also affects the teaching and learning environments, right? What are your thoughts on that?
As what I have said, so mo to mag-construct of like nagdaghan na building para dili kay crowded sa init, and also the proper ventilation of our buildings.
Yeah, we can only hope all our classrooms are air conditioned, right, in the Philippines.
But that's not possible. Anyways, they can pwede naman said nga properly ventilated lang ang building. They can have the electric fans lang. Right.
Okay. What are your plans now? You'll be, well, you mentioned earlier you'll be teaching for at least for a year at the University of the Visayas. After that, what are your plans after a year?
After a year, I wanted to go into the search in and see what God wants me to do. So because I also need the peace of mind, and also there is just some certain time nga wakakaibaon sa imong purpose ani nga life, and it feels empty na. You just can't explain why. There naamanta ang tanan pero there's something na kulang.
So you need to find that out, what that is. You need to reflect.
Yes.
A moment of reflection. I think we all need that. No? Because we might be doing something for the longest time, but still we feel empty inside. So what is missing? I think we all need that. Perhaps we'll join you in time to reflect, time for reflection. What's your tip to our future LET takers?
Oh, I don't think I have.
Because I'm sure when you go back to UB, they will be asking you, how did you make it to number 3?
Well, I will just tell them about the way I did, because right now I still don't know how did I make it. So that's why you have to pray, you have to study hard, and you have to read a lot of review materials and pray again.
In the review centers, they have a certain length of time that they should be studying and reviewing. What about you, since you're reviewing your own? How long did you have to study every day?
I only have 5 hours of sleep lang kay I'm a nocturnal person, so I've learned best at night. Pero ako dyan before sa akong self na basa-basa sa kong gamay kabuntag. Kay I have only 1 month to review the general education and the professional education subjects. And luckily, I have some friends nga na-enroll sila sa review center. They let me borrow the review materials they have.
You're good friends.
Yes, and also their final coaching questionnaire, so it's there.
We'll give you this time to thank the people who supported you.
First of all, I want to thank God, because without Him, di dyan yung may taputan na ako. So that's why last 2008, the doctor said it's a miracle na nabuhi pa ko. Yes. Right now, I pag-yapon ko medication. So, and then during my internship, it's very hard. And they good pwede stress. Stressful man kaayo kaya working and you're studying. But now you see God for me. So for si God, and also sa akong family na ni-support sa akong study. So kahit sa ako na ako ang ni-take care sa ako. And to UV for being considerate sa akong situation, to all the faculty, and especially to Dr. Lopez. And to all my friends who have helped me, and those who lend their reviewers to me, I'm very grateful. The education na help sa ako. And also sa tanan nga mga random nga tawa na inspire ako. So also sa ako ang boss, the Reconcilio family, and also in the Buddha Light Temple family where I used to work also during my 2nd year. So salamat nila kanang tagaan ko nila chance nga maka-study nga manangit ko nila nga kanang mo-absent sa ako kay finals na mo, so they're very considerate. So I am lucky to found these people and helps in that.
The universe, so to speak, conspired
Yes.
to help you achieve your goals.
It's a word from Paulo Coelho, right?
Correct. Yes, yes, yes. That's true. That's true. You're a fan. Very true. Very true. Anyone else you'd like to thank?
That's all.
There you have it. Number 3 in the licensure examination for teachers, elementary level, is Jade Tagab. Jade, thank you very much for being here. Congratulations once again. And whatever your plans are and will be for the future, we wish you the very best of luck for those.
Thank you.
And again, aside from Jade, I would like also to congratulate the other top-notchers in the LET. From the University of Cebu, we have Hanalei Polvera, who placed 4th in the elementary level. And from the University of San Jose Recoletos, Roel Yu, who placed 10th in the secondary level. Congratulations to the 3 Cebuanos who made us proud in the March 2018 licensure exam for teachers. This is Jade Tagab, our 3rd place. Thank you very much again for being here, and to all of you watching us right now, thanks for joining us in this edition of the Freeman Conversations. Join us again next time. I'm Gilbert Ocal, online editor of the Freeman. We'll say goodbye for now. See you again here on the Freeman Conversations.